All right, let's jump into it. New trade with the Clippers and the Timberwolves today, and let's talk about it here. Before I get into anything, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for a lot of other NBA videos that I'm going to come out with. Today's our last day of the Summer League, so I'll do a video on that later tonight. And then also, we will be talking about winners and losers of the offseason. Trades are obviously still happening. Signings still need to happen. And Josh Hart just re-upped with the Hornets, or with the Pelicans. And obviously this trade today. So we'll talk a little bit more about team by team, kind of how teams did in their offseason. Let's talk about this though. The Minnesota Grizzlies, or the Minnesota Timberwolves, are trading for Patrick Beverley, and according to Woj here, the trade is for Garrett Culver and Juancho Hernangomez. So to kind of jump into this a little bit, obviously we know that Beverley was just traded from the Clippers to Memphis along with Rajon Rondo and Daniel Oturu. And it looks to me like the Grizzlies are, again, just trying to get as much as they can for, you know, these players that they've traded for. So essentially what we're saying is that what they're saying is that they got rid of Valanciunas, and a lot of people, you know, obviously didn't like how they traded for him or traded him away. And then what they do now basically is they decide, what can we get basically from that Valanciunas trade that can kind of build up our roster. They already have a bunch of people on their roster already, and so Memphis is basically acquiring, you know, Jarrett Culver, Juancho Hernangomez, Daniel Oturu, and why am I missing the other? Rajon Rondo. I don't know if I already said him. And then their 10th pick that they got from the Pelicans, along with Steven Adams. So they got all that haul from Jonas Valanciunas, who's going to be an unrestricted free agent next season. So it's pretty big that they were able to get so many players and, you know, a draft pick that turns into Zaire Williams just for trading Valanciunas. And this is how teams do it. Yeah, they took on 2 bad contracts. Well, Bledsoe's now with the Clippers, and you get 2 other players that you may or may not use in Rondo and Beverley. They send Beverley here to Minnesota and get a young player in Jarrett Culver, who was a top 6 pick just a couple drafts ago. And I think Minnesota, or Memphis's plan with that, is just to basically try to help him develop. And if he turns into something awesome, if he doesn't, it's not like they gave up, you know, the world for him, because they're just sending away a player that they didn't even have officially a part of their team. So that's kind of Memphis's angle for the trade, and I ultimately like it for Memphis. Again, getting a young player. I mean, look, they essentially are getting younger with Culver, and then they get another solid, skilled player with Juancho Hernangomez. Let's talk about Minnesota. So, I mean, do they give up on Culver a little bit? I think they do. They're obviously trading and bringing in more money, and they're a team also that's, I believe, into the luxury tax. And we'll take a look at cap sheets here in just a minute, but yeah, ultimately I look at Culver, and I think, well, maybe you could have tried to develop him a little bit more, but maybe there's a relationship issue there. With Hernangomez, we know that there was kind of a little bit of a relationship issue with the Timberwolves, because he was supposed to play for Team Spain in the Olympics, but the medical staff of Minnesota didn't let him due to some issue with his shoulder that prevented him from playing. And so obviously that is something that is not really looked upon in a good light by Hernangomez in his camp, when a team holds him out when he really shouldn't be held out, in his mind at least. Woj also adds the bottom half here. Minnesota gets toughness and leadership of Beverley for its young developing roster. Gershon Rosas had Beverley on his team with the Rockets and knows what he brings. Memphis continues to add talent along the margins, including Culver, who's only 22 and a former number 6 pick. So again, they get these 2 super young players, and they didn't have to give up much. I know Valanciunas is maybe a high asking price, but again, they were going to have to extend him anyway. And their future is right now on their roster: Brooks, John Morant, Jaren Jackson. Also throw Kyle Anderson in there a little bit. So if they can get more pieces around those guys, I think it's pretty good. And Memphis, I don't think, is going to attract too many free agents. So they're going to have to do some kind of trade. And again, if you're adding young players to your roster that still have yet to grow in the NBA, then I think you can pull off a trade in the future if you want to. Can they use Culver and Zaire Williams in a trade to land a bigger star in Memphis? But, we'll see. Let's take a look at cap sheets here real quick. So Minnesota's, this is the one that I mentioned. So Juancho Hernangomez and Culver, that's a combined about $13 million, a little over 13 million. And so I actually guess that they do save some money. I had to go to the Clippers cap sheet because it's not updated with that latest trade. Oh, it is. Now it is. Let's go to Memphis here and see if... No, maybe it is updated now. How about... Well, if it is updated, then why don't... Yeah, who knows where Patrick Beverley is? I think his money is about 14 million. So he is a dude. There he is, 14. So 14 plus. So the Grizzlies are basically taking on a little bit more money. Timberwolves are taking on a little bit more money. And so basically what that means is that the Timberwolves are trying to move forward with another guard on their team, which kind of confuses me. I mean, they have D'Angelo Russell. They obviously did trade away Ricky Rubio. I'm just trying to think of how their rotation works exactly. I always look at their team and I'm kind of just like, they have a good amount of guards there. How much run is Beverley going to get? Is he a situational dude, or... A little interested by the trade team, the team that Beverley is traded to. I just don't know why they did that trade exactly. So they're actually not into the luxury tax yet, which is good. So they don't have to worry about paying the tax. Neither is Memphis, obviously. So basically, it's a $14 for $13 million trade. Memphis saves about $1 million roughly. And then Minnesota adds Beverley onto their books, and it's pretty. I don't exactly understand the fit for Minnesota too much. Again, guys who are going to get not just point guard minutes, but just minutes where they're going to be a guy who's playing on ball. That's probably D'Angelo Russell, to a degree Anthony Towns, Karl Anthony Towns, to a degree Malik Beasley. To a degree, Anthony Edwards. I mean, these guys are playing with the ball in their hands a lot of the time. Kogi, Jaden McDaniels, Vanderbilt, Julian Noel. Yeah, I guess they do need still a backup point guard now with Rubio gone. So yeah, D'Lo, and then they'll probably back him up with Patrick Beverley now. So I guess that makes sense. If I'm Memphis, I probably would want to move a different player other than maybe two young guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me just double check on something here. The Woj. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, Patrick Beverley lands in Minnesota, and then the Memphis Grizzlies are adding Jarrett Culver and Juancho Hernangomez. So some depth. Also, Memphis does. They currently stand with. I think they have like a 17-man roster right now. So they need to kind of make some cuts probably. And now is that in the form of maybe trading away Rondo? Maybe. Is it a way that they get rid of maybe Sam Merrill after just acquiring him from Milwaukee Bucks. So I'm interested to see what Memphis is going to do. I think there's more moves that they can make and that they ultimately will make. I think that this is a team that needs to go ahead, and I think they're going to move Rondo, and I believe they're going to move forward kind of in that direction with trying to trade away Rondo, see what they can get returned for him. Maybe it's only like a couple second-round picks. And why isn't my music playing? Oh, yeah, right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching the video. That's pretty much it for me. And tonight we're going to be doing our last Summer League stream, so definitely feel free to join us on that. And we'll see you there in the next video.